Libra, and welcome to your January 2019 Lenormand reading. I'm Jade with yesYesYes, and thank you for visiting my channel. I'm going to do this spread today from the Lenormand cards. They were created by Mademoiselle Lenormand in Paris, I believe in the 19th century. And there are 36 cards, and what's great about them is that they are very cut and dry. It reads like a sentence, and it's very simple, right? Sometimes it's just the most simple things that make all the difference. And in the tarot, there's a lot of like really deep analogies, and in the Lenormand, it's just very cut and dry. However, there are many layers and many connections to be made. And I'm going to do just a very general, I'm going to touch on just a few things. So if you're interested in learning more, feel free to reach out to me, and we can work together. My information and website is in the description box. And as always, I'm really grateful for all of the likes and the shares and the subscribes. And if it's resonating, leave me a comment because I'd love to hear it, okay? So I've pre-shuffled, but I'll shuffle a few more for you. So Libra for January 2019. Let's see where it all begins. There we go. Okay. It's that one. It's that one. That's the beginning. Okay. Here's the fun part, laying it all out. So we have, start with the child, the stork, key, the book, the dog, the mice, the ring, and the bear. The house, the tree, the clouds, the snake, the crossroads or the paths, the whip, the man, and the cross. The tower, the woman, the fish, the bouquet, the anchor, the fox, the birds, and the clover. Heart, the garden, letter, the coffin, the stars, the moon, the mountain, and the sun. And then we have the 4 cards at the bottom, which will give us a overall. Okay, so first thing I'm going to say is that we have the man and the woman, the masculine energy and the feminine energy. These are our significator cards. So I'm going to be reading for the masculine energy. This is your present line, and then you have a future line. Everything else is your past. And for the feminine energy, this is your present line, everything out here is your future, and this is your past, okay? We'll be doing a few more things as well, other significators too. And then let me just do a check to see if there are any cards in its own home. So let me just count real quick. Okay, so we have the letter in its own house, and what this tells me is that what we need to be is very clear and decisive in our words. So whatever is happening in this spread, we want to make sure that we are clearly communicating, and we are going to be clearly communicating in the written language. So it can be through text, through email, through journaling even. If you're a writer, that would be, it's talking about being clear and concise and decisive with your words in writing, okay? So we'll see how that comes up, how that plays into all of this. So let's start up here. We have the child, which is a youthful energy. There's a new beginning here with the child, and it could also be an immature beginning, but we'll see. But what I'm seeing is that there's a new beginning with this child that is it's promised. The answer that is revealed in this book. The answer will be revealed that will show us that there's either it's a nervous but loyal friend coming, okay? A nervous but loyal connection, and it could be a romantic connection, but it could just be a collaboration with someone even artistically or in work, because we have the bear here. So this could be a financial card. It could also be a family card. So maybe you're making a commitment, a recommitment to your family. So in the past, there was an immaturity or a child involved, but we'll see. It's just the past for the female. An immature new beginning, something that couldn't quite get off the ground, even though there was the promise there of something developing that was, even though it was anxious and kind of taking away from what could be potentially solid. There's a little bit of nervousness in making this commitment. So this one's a tricky line. It's because all I'm getting is this bear at the end, and if you're the masculine right now, you're in this place of, should I make this commitment or not, because I'm coming off of anxiety. If you're the feminine, we're talking about either a child or some immaturity, and that's created some kind of new change that needs to take place, and it's the way to go. It's the right way to go. There's some loyalty here, but it's just this card. It's just the anxiousness, the anxiety that's involved in making this choice to commit to either family or friends. Family or a mother or a financial choice. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We'll see if that makes sense. The house. We have a house next to the tree, so this could be a home, a family home. It could also literally be a tree house, but which is fun. But anyway, so we have a family home that's in the talks right now, okay? And that could have been, we're talking about childhood here, so maybe there was something about childhood for the feminine. But a family home where there was some confusion, and this confusion, there was some deceit in that confusion, and it created a path of choice. Okay, so in your family home, or actually, let's say the home could be a physical place, like your physical home, but it can also be your body, right? So this could be health, and this could be like emotional health or spiritual health. But anyway, being that the case, any of these things, there was some type of deceit and that created or a confusion that created some deceit, some multiple choices, basically. And I'm not sure what this is, how we are getting deceived by personal well-being, but there's some kind of deceit that's happening in the past for the masculine or coming up for the feminine, where there's a choice, and that choice can be that you are making between, well, we'll talk about what's between, but you're making a choice, and what it will bring you to is it's going to bring you to some fighting and some aggression with a man who feels like he is burdened or has a lot of responsibility. Okay, this could be your father, but a lot of times it has to be with the other person or partnership. Okay, so there's some kind of underlying confusion, and you have to make a choice to decide to move towards this person. Okay, so I don't know what the confusion was that's regarding this home or this, your personal sense of self, and if it is that you're moving away from a security, a personal, self-security to be with this person, you might want to check that if you're the feminine. Now, if you're the masculine, you've made this choice in the past, and it brought you to a place where now you're feeling burdened, okay? And this could physically be this childhood home that you've had to take care of, and now you're feeling burdened because you have to deal with it. Or, you have some kind of family responsibility that you're feeling burdened by, okay? So, feminine energy, beware of this choice that you're making, because it's going to create some issue with your masculine, okay? And he's already burdened. And if you're the masculine, know that you've made the choice already, And what's coming up for you is this burden. I see that right now you're in that place of making the choice and choosing to take the responsibility. So you will feel burdened. Okay, moving on to the next line, we have the Tower. And the Tower can be, it could be institutions, but it can also be loneliness or pulling yourself outside of society. So I'm seeing that I have a lonely woman here in the past, okay? So you might have felt loneliness in the past if you're the feminine, but in the future we have some prosperity and good blessings coming your way. This is like the, you know, the get well soon bouquet that comes to you, the support from your community and your family. So you're getting blessings and prosperity that are, and this is indicating a stability, okay? Mostly, it's going to be about you working for yourself or you thinking about you first. You taking you, making yourself be the one who's most important no matter what, okay? If you do that, then nothing else is going to bother you, okay? So in the past you were lonely, but you're now getting support to find an inner sense of security and a stability. And there's going to create some, and when you have this, there's going to be some communication. And what I see, because this is part of your connection to this man, is that this is going to be you two communicating. So you're not going to meet this guy until, you're not going to meet your masculine until you get to this place of inner security, okay? You're going to have to find that inner security because that's when the conversations will happen and the conversations will be blessed, okay? Despite the fact that he's burdened, I think the conversation will be blessed. So even though we're here, we were talking about this choice that you'd have to make, and we're wanting to be leery of a potential aggression with a man, arguments with a man. If you get to a place where you are securing yourself, I think that's going to negate any kind of aggression or friction with your gentleman in the future, okay? If you're the feminine. If you're the masculine, this is what your feminine has been going through. This is the steps in which she's taking to get to you. So be aware that once she gets to you, the conversation is on. You're going to have to be open to communicate with her about what's going on, what choices you're making, even though you're feeling burdened, okay? Because this is where the gift is. The gift will be that you'll be lucky once you find each other, all right? Final row is love. Here we have the heart. So in the past there's been love, and this is way far away from all of this. So I do think that it's going to take a while to get back to this. It's going to take some growth here to get to love, but we know that love has been there, and it may not be with this particular relationship, but there's love in the past from both of these people. So there's love, and it was something that was known publicly. So maybe either of you were in a relationship in the past that was very public, okay? It might have been for quite a while, and you became one of those couples that your names slur together. So this is all in the past. It was a very public love. Now, here we are in the future, in the present, for the future for the feminine, is that we need to focus on writing. We need to journal, is what it's seeming like. You need to get to this place of inner sense of security by journaling, okay? If you do this, you're going to end whatever kind of questioning of destiny you might have, okay? That is going to end, and there's going to be an emotional connection here that's going to take some time. It's going to feel challenging, but it's going to be good in the end. And again, these are beautiful cards to end with in this positive, this future line, okay? Especially for the masculine here, okay? So you've got to journal. You've got to have that inner sense of security if you're the feminine, and you have to move through whatever this change is that needs to occur, so that you can embrace your emotional change, your emotional growth, even though it's going to be slow, but it's going to be blessed, and there's going to be success in this process, okay? It's going to suck because there's change and there's challenge, but it's going to be successful, okay? If you're the masculine, all of this is in your past, so let me remind you, and it's also subconscious, so it's happening below the surface for you. So you've been through an emotional upheaval in the past, and you've had to talk about it, and it didn't feel good. It was not comfortable for you, and you wanted that to end. So you wanted to move forward. You know that your emotions are very slow and deep and cutting and biting, and it takes a while to release them. But when you do, on the other side, there is success. Okay? Now there are 4 cards to finish this out. The ship. We are moving, and then again we are moving. So there's a new adventure coming in that's going to come quickly. Okay, these are all very quick moving cards. So a new adventure, a new journey, could be the new journey between you two, but something new, some new way of being is coming in quickly, and it's going to give rise to a sensual way of being. It's going to give rise to a long, beautiful legacy that's going to develop. Okay, so this lily here, it's a very intriguing card, but I think what it is it's developing. Okay, so it's going to give you a beautiful way of developing yourself sensually, and your legacy, your connection to your family, and what and leaving your mark on the world. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. All right. So we talked a little bit about the pathway between these two. There's a lot going on in between these two. Okay. So we've had some we have some challenges in here, but we need to stay. If you're the feminine, remember, stay in your power, develop yourself and your sense of security so that you can meet him in a place where you are in your power, because otherwise it's not going to work. And for you, masculine, remember, stay open, because you're going to have to talk about where you're coming from and all of the stuff that's deep within you that was challenging for you to face. Okay. Now let's look at where's our finances? Fishies. Fishies are prosperity, but they're also finances. Okay, so we have some good basic cards for our finances. However, we do have some challenges here. So we have the snake. So be careful that someone's not going to come in and try to take what's yours. There is some confusion right now. I'm feeling like right now I'm reading this, and the stock market is just haywire. So do be aware that there's a lot of confusion with the stock market right now. Be very, try to get on top of your finances. Don't just let them ride out like you might have been able to in the past, because there could be quick transformations, there could be quick endings of things that felt secure in the past. Ultimately, I think it's all going to work out, but just know that these energies are surrounding your finances. Okay, your health here. Again, we have new beginnings. We have some blessings here where you're moving forward, and it's you're being supported by the universe. There might be some confusion with your health, or maybe your routine. So you might need to make a change there. But again, it's all working out. I think that you might have a membership. You might have had a membership at the gym in the past. You might want to go back to that membership. Or if you have it and you're not using it, go ahead and use it, because your money's being spent there anyway. So keep that in mind. You might have to just make some changes to your health routine. And then we talked about the heart as well, which is way over there. So I think that ultimately love will be here for you too, but you have to stay in your personal power. You have to choose to make that commitment, even though it may feel like it's a burden, and you'll move forward together through communication, because ultimately it's success. Okay, so our 2 flanking cards here are the child, which might be immature. We might have started this whole journey with immaturity, but we end up with success. Okay, so that's how it's laying itself out for what I'm seeing. I hope this makes sense to you, Libra. It's even though it's not like happy-go-lucky, the relationship that you might want, it is the path in which you get there, and that's sometimes what we need. So I hope this helps. Please let me know in the comments, and if you, please let me know in the comments. That's what I'll say. And for now, I'm going to wish you a very happy New Year.